to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Wednesday, January 8th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. Once again, I am going to show the current water vapor satellite imagery to continue highlighting our main weather story this week. The area of low pressure we have been talking about all week is now hanging out over the northern Baja Peninsula. The counterclockwise flow around this low is responsible for kicking up strong north to northeast winds across Southern California, and is currently at its peak strength. This feature will slowly move south and east in the coming days, meaning that gusty winds will continue to affect the region this week. We are currently in the peak of this wind event, and you can see from the current wind observations that there continue to be widespread north to northeast winds across the usual Santa Ana wind corridor. Through this morning, you can expect widespread north to northeast winds of 20 to 30 miles an hour, with damaging gusts ranging from 40 to 70 miles an hour from Ventura County and southward. Since the upper level wind support is so strong right now, isolated gusts of 80 to 100 miles an hour are possible for the windiest ridgetops and may even surface at lower elevations with mountain wave activity. These strong winds will continue to whip across the major fires across the region, including the Palisades and Eaton, and will lead to extreme fire behavior and the potential for long-range spotting. Please be careful when driving and be aware of dangerous crosswinds, particularly along the 118 and 210 freeways, and blowing dust and debris. Winds will diminish rather quickly this afternoon as upper-level wind support weakens and the area of low pressure begins its egress. Winds will be mostly limited to the typical wind-prone regions of Southern California, ranging around 15 to 25 miles an hour with gusts to 45 miles an hour. Higher gusts to 50-plus miles an hour across favored ridges and canyons are possible. These winds are likely to continue through much of Thursday. High-resolution models are indicating that there is a strong likelihood of another surge of gusty winds Thursday night through Friday morning. There is a potential for gusts to rise back up to 60 miles an hour or so during this period. By Friday afternoon, winds will quickly diminish again and will be light through the rest of the day. After a slow drop in humidity yesterday, today is starting off a lot drier than yesterday. Humidity will lower into the single digits and low teens today through Friday across Southern California. Overnight recoveries will be very poor to non-existent, especially tonight and Thursday night. As a result of the strong winds alongside very low humidity and critically dry fuels, fire danger will remain very high through Thursday across the majority of Southern California. Red flag warnings continue to remain in effect, indicating critical fire weather conditions during this period, indicated by the pink shading on this map. Areas with the strongest winds continue to be highlighted under a particularly dangerous situation through this morning. This indicates that conditions are as bad as things can get fire weather-wise. Please refer to the red flag warning text products from your local National Weather Service office for more specific details. Given the fact that there has been very little precipitation so far this season, this is a very dangerous situation for Southern California, so please continue to monitor the forecast and current weather this week. If the surge of wind pans out Thursday night through Friday morning, some red flag warnings will need to be extended through Friday morning. After this wind event ends this weekend, that does not mean the end of fire weather issues. Additional inside sliders are expected to drop into the Great Basin and Desert Southwest late this weekend into early next week. For this weekend, the inside slider will be farther to the east, giving way to breezy northwest to northeast winds of 15 to 25 miles an hour with gusts to 40 miles an hour across Santa Barbara County and east towards the Mojave Slopes. Minimum humidity will be mainly between 12 and 25%, so elevated fire weather conditions are likely, but not expecting anything too critical. Afterward, more offshore winds are expected early to mid next week for Southern California, with moderate Santa Ana winds the most likely scenario. There still remains plenty of uncertainty, so confidence remains low to moderate. Dry conditions will continue, but current projections indicate that it may not be as dry as the current event. So more critical fire weather is certainly possible, but most indications are that it will not be nearly as significant as this current event. The large fire threat will remain very high across Southern California through Thursday due to widespread strong offshore winds along with very low humidity, likely extending through Friday morning for some areas. High-risk designations for wind remain in place for the South Coast and adjacent mountains through Thursday, and have been extended for the South Coast and Southern Mountains for Friday with the additional surge in easterly winds. The large fire threat will lower some this weekend with weaker winds, but it will remain very dry. If moderate Santa Ana winds develop early next week, the large fire threat will rise once again across Southern California. Please continue to monitor the forecast and current weather conditions as we go through this windy and dry period. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next Webcast will be on Thursday, January 9th. Have a fantastic day and please stay safe.